Hey, welcome to Coco's Corner. I'm the huge one, Dave Coco from Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com, or Kocosports.net. It takes you to the same place where the world comes to get gas. You're home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Man, I was really negative last show, and I'm gonna have to put my emotions aside. When the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get their ass whooped, I was fucking negative. Please check out our pay-per-view profit show. This is our NXT review show, our weekly NXT review show. We always ask, did you think this was a win, loss, or tie? Please down in the comments tell us if you thought it was win, loss, or tie for NXT this week. All right, so a lot is going on with NXT, so let's just break this down, shall we? Bam. It opens up with basically Titus O'Neil coming out and saying, you took time on Raw, so I'm going to take time on NXT. I like Titus O'Neil just because I'm a Gators fan, but it does seem like he's a bit out there, but I like how, you know, they're starting to come up with storylines and brands and all that. I know Triple H wants NXT to be its own brand, and you know what? If they had a network that was $50 a month and said none of this money will go towards supporting John Cena, I would pay for the NXT network. I really enjoy NXT. I thought it was a huge win. It leads, William Regal comes out, Combat Sports Hall of Famer William Regal comes out and makes a tag match between Neville, Sami Zayn against Tyson Kidd and Titus O'Neil. So it had a pretty good storyline. It seems a bit, I don't know, a bit thrown together, but they did a good job explaining it, so I was excited about it. NXT Women's Champion Charlotte defeated Emma. Emma got a huge, I don't know about a huge pop, but a pretty decent-sized pop for her comeback to NXT. Charlotte Flair cut a, you know, I don't want to say cut a good promo, but did like, it is a promo, but it's not a promo, because I don't think there was words used. But she did a good job telling the story with her body language. Dude, Charlotte, every time I see her, you know, I made the mistake. Player Does, James Legend, and Rob, all these guys told me, no, Charlotte's the fucking real deal. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I don't see it. But now, every time I watch it, I'm just like, what the fuck was I thinking? Every time. She just does an amazing stuff for WWE women's wrestling standards. And I enjoyed the match. The only nitpick I have of this, because I'm a negative motherfucker, goddamn Bucks on national television. Do you see what they did? I'm a bit of a negative person. I need to start, if the Bucks are going to have this type of season, I need to start putting warnings that I'm extra negative. I know Gary Vee does that on his podcast when the Jets lose. I'm going to have to do that with the Bucks. Like, Dave's awfully cranky. Fucking Bucks. But anyway, let's focus. I'm not cranky about this match. This was actually an awesome match. The only thing I have to nitpick on is when Charlotte was cutting her non-word promo telling a great story, Emma pushed the title away, and I'm so old school. I'm so pro-res. Why the fuck would you do that? And, you know, the announcer teams tried to put it over like, oh, they're playing mind games and shit. To me, it's just disrespectful to the title, and if the title doesn't mean anything, you know, I know a lot of people are like, it's just a prop, it's just pro wrestling, but it doesn't matter. Whatever your goal is in storytelling should not be disrespected. Link doesn't wipe his ass with the Triforce. You know, whatever it is, whatever prize you're going for at any level of storytelling should be important. Even in sports. And the fact that Emma just pushed the title away to try to tell this story is just like, dude, bitch, that's the fucking prize you're going for. I don't know, it's kind of like fucking, your guys are going for the Super Bowl, and you just fucking throw the Super Bowl trophy on the ground. Maybe I'm a little nerdy, a little sensitive fucking fat nerd. That's a possibility. But the title should fucking mean something. Besides that, it was a decent short match, and every week, Charlotte impresses me more and more. I mean, she's obviously not perfect, but damn, she's good, especially for WWE standards. Then Kenta comes out. A lot of people on the social media asked me, I refuse to call him by his copyrighted name. It's Kenta, you son of a bitches. I know Triple H, according to internet reports, Triple H and Vince McMahon are fighting if it should be Kenta or not. And I love like how internet reporters are like, they're doing it because of copyright. No shit, we know why they're doing it, you fucking... Sorry. I don't mean to lash out on the internet. My Bucks just got their asses whooped on national television yesterday, and I'm still not over it. But yeah, I fucking love like people like, well, the reason they changed his name is for copyright, because if they own the copyright, they can shut up! We fucking know why they did it, you piece of shit. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, dear internet. I apologize. I'm lashing out on you, and it's goddamn Bucks. I think the fucking Falcons score more touchdowns. But yeah, Triple H and Vince McMahon are saying if they should be Kenta or not, and Triple H brings up some good points. Now, granted, this is all internet reports, but, you know, it does make sense. I would keep him Kenta. I'm going to call him Kenta forever. But then again, I'm kind of a bitch. I said I was going to call Daniel Bryan by his birth name. I did it. I don't know what I'm even talking about now. But, yeah, Kenta, it shows up, and everyone's asking me. You know, everyone's asking me, did Kenta do great? Was Kenta watered down? And I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think he's watered down. Okay, I think he's watered down, but in a different way. Not in that. They didn't let him use a lot of the finishers that CM Punk stole off him, and I love CM Punk, but Kenta created a lot of those finishers. They didn't let him use CM Punk's moveset, but they did let him use the double stomp. He was kicking the shit out of people, and I would describe it as Kenta, anyone who watches the NFL, goddamn Bucks, anyone who watches the NFL, I just can't let it go. Please forgive me. It hurts. It hurts so bad. But anyone that's watches the NFL, sometimes, you know, you go to the Pro Bowl, a player will go to the Pro Bowl, and they're not really mailing it in, but it's not their best effort. They're just having a good time. That's what it reminded me about Kenta. Kenta, like, this isn't his best effort. It was good. I'd say it was at the same level as your favorite NFL player or NBA player or any. It felt like it was a really good athlete at an all-star game. He's like, I'll show you what I can do, but I'm not going to put much effort into it. At least that was my humble opinion of the situation. But I did enjoy Kenta. I love the way they're booking Kenta. And not all that, but everyone that I talk to in Japan, I live in Tokyo, Japan, everyone is super excited about Kenta. So hopefully, you know, they can do the right thing. Japan has been a market where WWE hasn't dominated, but yet they have the best wrestling in the world. And hopefully Kenta and WWE, we were all worried. How do I say we were all worried? People that know how racist WWE is towards Japan was really worried about how Kenta was going to be treated. And I think they booked him pretty well. He defeats Justin Gabriel. He looks pretty strong. I mean, it was a decent match. And then the Ascension comes out, which I'm a little worried about the Ascension. I'm not a big fan of the Ascension, but I thought for sure they'd be called up to WWE. Now that they're fucking around with Kenta and getting at rematches, I'm like, what the balls is going on? But maybe, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Ascension, but I think they deserve to be in WWE. They deserve to be at the next step. Plus, you know, I don't think they're as good as the NXT roster. Like, it's so funny nowadays. I'm like, oh, I hope he gets called up just so NXT will be better. But they come out and they beat the living piss out of Kenta, and bam, that's it. So I don't know where the storyline is. Maybe they'll have another tag team partner. There's also reports online. Well, not reports, but Twitter. WWE Twitter said, oh, the future is now, or something along those lines. And a lot of people think it's going to be a new faction from NXT heading on up to WWE. But a lot of people are also thinking, no, it's just going to be a video game option. It's video game marketing where you can play as and go through NXT to get to WWE. And the video game thing would be cool, but it would still be a little bit of a letdown. But I wonder if the NXT guys will be in the video game. Maybe for download? I don't know. But Monday Night Raw, they are tweeting that, you know, the future is now type propaganda bullshit. But hopefully it's something amazing. Worst case scenario, it's NXT on a video game, which, you know, can't be bad. I don't know. I would pay for downloading, but I don't know. I'm not actually buying this year's WWE because I'm an asshole. Bam. There's probably a better reason than that, but all right, let me just tell you. You think I'm crazy? Might as well fucking just come out and be like, I'm on the crazy board. John Cena's on the cover, and I don't want to pay for any. I don't want to support John Cena in any way with my money. So that's why. Am I an asshole? Of course I am. Corbin defeats C.J. Parker. A lot of the NXT universe liked it. They thanked him for beating the hell out of C.J. Parker. To me, I'm a letdown. As a former booker slash fantasy backseat booking driving son of a gun, as a guy that's like, wow, I like to tell the story aspect of pro wrestling. I really think they just dropped the ball on C.J. Parker. The character could have been so much, and it failed. Pretty much all we got out of the C.J. Parker character could be so fucking over. This is going to sound crazy, and I've been crazy before, and hear me out. Welcome to the Coco Crazy train. I believe C.J. Parker character could have been bigger than the Rusev character. I really believe that. If it was written right, done correctly, I think the C.J. Parker character could have been one of the best characters in fucking WWE history. And instead, pretty much the NXT fucking announce team hates the earth. That's what we got. Like, they're trying to put him over as a heel, but it makes no sense. Like, you know, the announcers are like, what the fuck? I can't drive 16 Hummers and fucking drink the blood of cows? And you're like, I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. Fuck him! Alright, yeah, this fucking storyline makes sense. Oh, man, it's weird, because, like, sometimes you see someone, and you're just like, oh, I'd love to book him, I'd love to tell the story. C.J. Parker is that guy with me. I don't know what they're going to do with C.J. Parker, and I don't know much about Corbin, but him beating the hell out of Parker seems to be working out. So, there you go. And, you know, I guess in some ways, because someone's going to come up and be like, well, C.J. Parker's, you know, good putting people over, but I just think it could have been so much better. It went from a heel that makes no sense putting people over to one of the greatest heels of all time. I honestly believe that. In my heart of hearts, I think C.J. Parker could have... The heel character of C.J. Parker could have been one of the greatest characters of all time if they just did it right. Like, I don't even know, like, why is he a heel? Does America hate the fucking earth that much? Like, I'm missing the point. Maybe I'm too much of a goddamn hippie. I live in Tokyo. I don't own a car. My house is powered by solar. Not all of it, but a big chunk of it is solar power. And maybe I'm fucking old age fucking hippie, but I don't understand why he's a heel. He comes out and be like, hey, you know, we should fuck, you know, it's like booing Captain Planet. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it why he's a heel. Maybe I'm too much of a hippie, but you could have made him the greatest heel. I mean, you could have went the population route. You could have just went so far with this. And instead, you have C.J. Parker. Yay, C.J. Parker. It was probably the worst match of the night, worst segment of the night. Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy are confronted by an angry friend. It's basically the chick from the gym. They're working out. He gets hit with a medicine ball. This is the comedy segment. And I am not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you right now. I did not like Enzo at first, but he's really growing on me. Really. And I think it was Rob. Rob's like, hey, you're from fucking New Jersey. Fuckers act like that all the time. I'm like, you know what? You have a great point. So, they're growing on me. I don't know if I'm an Enzo fan just yet, but I used to not understand it. I used to be an old guy. Like, what? Kids like to have fun? I don't get it. I'm out of touch. Me and Vince should hang out and talk about how it was. Kids these days and their iPods. I don't know. So yeah, they're starting to grow on me. I guess it's a pretty funny segment, but the young ones, it's so funny because Kocosports has like these old fucking fucks that are just like, I'm dying. Let's make a website. Why not? We were successful when we were in the fucking 1920s. Oh, Kocosports in the 1920s was the #1 website in the world. And then we have a lot of younger guys that are like, yeah, move over, Grandpa. This is fucking good. So who knows? But the young staff of the youngins of Kocosports absolutely love it. They're starting to grow on me. I'm not gonna lie. And then the main event was Tyson Kidd and Titus O'Neil defeating NXT champion Adrian Neville and Sami Zayn. Yeah, it was I don't know, it was a pretty decent match. So overall, I'm gonna give it a win. I enjoyed most of everything on it. And the beginning of the show was a lot better than the end of the show. I'm a huge Kenta mark. I live in Tokyo, Japan, and everyone's rooting for Kenta. We get to watch NXT on J Sports 3 now, and it's so funny because whoever was in charge of the Japanese tour and the handling of Kenta really understands the Japan culture and the fans. This is the first time in a really long time they sold out their tour. This is the first time. I go to pro wrestling bars all the time, and it's the first time Japanese people are not fucking scarfing at, like, just fucking straight up bawling. Like, why the fuck do you watch WWE? And a lot of people are rooting for Kenta. I go to pro wrestling bars. I hang out with a bunch of pro wrestling fans, and that's all they talk about. And the big thing is will they screw Kenta up? Will they screw Kenta up? Like, I go to this one pro wrestling bar, and iJapan, who's in our fantasy draft, and comments sometimes on the blog, he's always like, they haven't fucked it up yet. I'm like, I know, iJapan, because I call everyone by their Twitter or by their Kocosports handles. But yeah. To me, Kenta and Charlotte stole the show, and Kenta more of a I live on this island and people love pro wrestling, and WWE should promote someone there. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy. I'm gonna give it a win. The main event was a bit weak, but hey, what can you do? All right, let's go to some live comments. Bam. Aaron Moore says I give it a slight win. All right, I have to actually go there because, dear you, I'm going to do an open letter because I do this every show. I do about a show a day, average a show a day. And every day I go to Gmail to look at my comments. And if it's a long comment, it gets cut off, and then I have to actually go to the video. I'm an idiot. But with that said, dear Google and YouTube, do you really need that? Like, I know, like, YouTubers are desperate for hits, but are you really that desperate for hits that to read the full comment, the guy doing the video has to actually go to the video? Come on, just put the full fucking comment in the email. Can you do that? Can you do that? I'm using Gmail. I'm using Google+. I am worshiping you like no one else has. So yeah. So there you go. Could you please do that? Thanks, Google. I don't know. I love Google and YouTube probably more than a man should, especially a man that's like, I hate corporations, they're evil, they're going to take over the world. But, dude, you guys have been pissing me off lately. Get your shit together. #1 priority. Stop everything. The self-driving cars, the fucking Terminators that are going to kill us and fucking enslave us, Stop all projects. #1 project on Google, YouTube right now should be, hey, if someone leaves a long comment and they're on the air and we email it to them to their Gmail account, they should be able to read the whole comment. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know what? Some people say, wrestling fans are entitled. Some people say, all you do is bitch. You know what? I want to see the world a better place. And obviously, WWE is not going to become a better place. So Google, please, if someone leaves a long comment like Aaron Moore, well, let me fucking see. Aaron Moore is the fucking hero. We probably wouldn't even be on the air for Aaron Moore. Aaron Moore, give yourself a Barry Horowitz. You are the hero of the internet industry. You're my hero. You're the wind beneath my wings. Now that I'm here on YouTube, let's read your full comment. I give it a slight win. Titus O'Neil couldn't get if he was a whore in church. Just terrible. Yeah. Well, he was a really good linebacker at the University of Florida. They're in Orlando. A lot of Gator fans. I'm just trying to hook my Gator brother up here, you know? Like, no, don't pick on the Gators. Anyway, I enjoyed the new guy. I think his name was Baron. Emma was botchy. Charlotte was amazing. The Italian guys, how you doing? Make me LOL every time I see them. Kenta was great and could sell like a motherfucker. I give him a win. So there you go. Thank you for your thoughts. And Aaron Moore also says, what do you think about WWE announcing a new generation era for Monday Night Raw? I talked about this a little bit earlier, but I'll re-talk about it. I'm sure WWE is referring to NXT, Surge, to main roster. Any thoughts? I hope so. These are things that I've read online and also kind of feel. They're more rumors than facts. Some people think it's a faction from NXT coming up and NXT guys coming up, which would be awesome. But some people think it's just a video game tactic to advertise that NXT will be in the new WWE 2K fucking 27. So I don't know what it is. Personally, I love pro wrestling. I can't and I'm not even gonna make fun of all WWE. I love NXT. SmackDown minus Raw is good. Main Event minus Raw is good. I fucking absolutely despise Monday Night Raw. The pay-per-views. I do. I fucking it just fucking, you know, because people watch the pay-per-views and Raw reviews. They're like, you're a negative motherfucker. You don't like anything, and that's not true. SmackDown has good matches. Main Event has good matches. NXT is amazing. But you fuckers don't watch that. You're just like, I love Raw. Put the Raw penis in my mouth. I don't fucking get it. I hope NXT guys go, but then are they even going to be used right? Who knows? Sometimes NXT, the jump from NXT to WWE, sometimes is a home run. The Shield, and sometimes it's a swing and a miss. Adam Rose. So I hope it's announcement that makes Raw watchable. I really do. I am so fucking down on Raw. Like, it's almost got to the point where they've just beat me into fucking submission. And then you go online and people are like, you're so negative. I love fucking pro wrestling. Yeah, you can love pro wrestling, but Raw fucking sucks. It's not only the worst show in wrestling, it's the worst show in the WWE universe. I don't fucking get it. But yeah, I hope if it is NXT guys jumping, most likely it's a video game promotion, but just in case it's not. If it's NXT guys coming up, I just hope that, just like Kenta, they get used right, and I just hope that it makes Raw watchable. I mean, Raw is fun. Dude, when I watch NXT, fun. When I watch New Japan, fun. When I watch SmackDown, half of it's fun. When I watch Main Event, I'd say 70% of it is fun. When I watch TNA as of in New York City, I'm going to make that clear because TNA fans are like, you can't say anything negative about TNA. Fuck you guys. Fuck you. TNA has actually been amazing in New York City. So, yeah, I like a lot of stuff in pro wrestling. I fucking despise watching Monday Night Raw and WWE pay-per-views. It feels like fucking work. I'm actually thinking about, like, hey, Booms, you're back in Virginia. Hey, you're awesome, Booms. This is a secret plan. Hey, Booms, you're so awesome. You're sexy. You know what? Why don't you do the Raw shows yourself? And then I'd probably never fucking watch Raw again. Like, I'm done. Going home. No, but we do have a saying about Raw. You know, we did steal it from Nostalgia Critic, but I'm sure Nostalgia Critic will understand. We watch it so you don't have to. All right, so yeah, there you go. I hope NXT guys make it WWE more watchable, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm scared, Adrian. There, I said it. I'm scared. You want to break me down, Adrian? I said it. I'm scared. I think it's either going to be a video game promo or it's going to be like, wow, say John Cena carried Sami Zayn. I know there. Oh man, I wish I knew. There was someone on Twitter that it broke their fucking heart that I made that joke. But you know it's the reality. That's how they see it. And Shallow Wolf says, by God, Titus O'Neil invades NXT. I'm not quite sure what that means, but it made me giggle, sir. I'm going to give you a thumbs up, Shallow Wolf. By God, Titus O'Neil invades NXT. That's probably an inside joke that I'm missing. Shallow Wolf, thank you. Boop, for your comment. All right. And, oh, we do got some more. Thank you. Raw is very bad, but Kenta is the last hope. If he gets fucked over, it's over. I mean, that's from Mr. the King. Mr. the King, you're not alone on that. There are a lot of Japanese friends. I live in Tokyo, and I have a lot of Japanese friends that are pro wrestling fans. Real pro wrestling fans. America, fucking, dear America. Dear outside of Japan. It's okay to be a passionate wrestling fan. There's so many people that just bash pro wrestling fans. It's fucking ridiculous. And I'm saying inside the wrestling community. Not outside. You know, people are like, oh, Joe Rogan says wrestling fucking. Who gives a fuck about Joe Rogan? Who gives a fuck? People inside the wrestling community fucking think fucking wrestling fans are fucking stupid. Wrestling fans think wrestling fans are stupid. Well, they all want to be in the business. There, how about this? It's okay to be a passionate fan. But yeah, if Kenta gets fucked over, I think a lot of people are going to give up on the product, especially from Godzilla's Island over here. How do you feel about Kevin Steen being named Stephen Keen? I'm going to be completely honest, Lennox Wooderson. That is the first time I've heard that. And I guess you got my natural reaction. It made me giggle like a schoolgirl. Lennox Wooderson, I did not know that. I mean, maybe they said it on the show, maybe they said it on the website. This is something that slipped under the Coco radar. And Lennox Wooderson, I guess you got my. How do you feel about it? It's first time hearing about it. Made me giggle like a schoolgirl. Apparently, he's even changed his name on Facebook to Stephen Keen. It's just WWE copyright. I know every website in the world's gonna fucking have a column. The reason Kenta can't keep a name is copyright. Like, no shit, assholes. Really? Thank you. Oh, I'm glad we got insiders. I couldn't fucking figure that on my own. Yeah, I don't know. It makes me giggle like a schoolgirl, but I'm sure we'll get used to it. I don't know. I just... WWE has a monopoly, and they're doing so good with money. Why fucking still do bullshit carny tactics? It's so funny. The more obsessed you become with money, the greedier you fucking become, and you're just never fucking happy. I don't fucking get it. I personally would let people keep their names, but you know, I'm not a fucking billionaire who fucking ruins pro wrestling. So there you go. But I guess because, you know, they market it, they got fucked over. But, you know, it made sense in the WCW days. But really, you have such a huge monopoly lead. Like, if Kenta goes back, like, anyone's not going to know it's Kenta. But, you know, let's just take someone. Like, you know, like Stephen Keen. Sorry. I apologize. I'm giggling like a schoolgirl. I'm learning this for the first time. Like, Stephen Keen, like, where's he going to go? Let's say you book him as Kevin Steen. Oh, my, fucking, oh, it doesn't work out. You're cut. He goes to TNA. Really? Do you have to be that fucking greedy? I don't know. I've ran a lot of businesses, and it's one of those moments where you just look across the table, and you're like, are you really that fucking petty? Are you really that greedy? All right. Congratulations. You must be proud of yourself. Yeah, I guess Stephen Keen will get used to it. I just find it to be ridiculous. Oh, Stephen. But I don't know. I'm poking fun at WWE for changing the names, but I got used to Daniel Bryan. I was like, oh, Daniel Bryan. Okay. You know. And the one thing is, even though I'm busting balls about Kenta, I think for them being copyright whores, they kind of did it respectful. You know, Kenta's out there like, oh, this is for my good, long-lost friend, copyright. At least they represent him as Kenta and all that. So, I don't know. I guess it just depends. Like, you know, nowadays, people, like, it's always been bad, like the 80s, 70s, but nowadays, people worship money without even having it. Like, how many times do you go on Facebook and you just read your friends and they're fucking acting like they're fucking the 1% and they're asking to borrow $200? They're like, fucking poor people, always wanting fucking benefits. Hey Dave, can I borrow $200? Like, the fuck, man? Have some fucking goddamn compassion, you greedy fucks. I mean, I don't know. How much people worship the dollar is fucking beyond crazy. And this got way off topic. Basically, Stephen Keen makes me giggle like a schoolgirl, and I don't know when I'll stop giggling like a schoolgirl and be used to it. There you go. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Newest first. All right. Oh, man, there's a lot. Boop, boop, boop. All right, I didn't expect. Thank you so much for all the live comments. Shallow Wolf, congrats, Aaron the Savior. Yeah, dude, Aaron, we would not be on the air if it wasn't for Aaron Moore. Straight up shoot. Aaron Moore, you, sir, win John Cena's Purple Heart. I fucking did it. I can't believe this motherfucker with his purple heart. But no, Aaron Moore, seriously, thank you for everything. Raw, Mr. the King says, Raw is very bad. But if Kenta is, oh, okay, hold on. We've heard it. Fucking YouTube. I think you're fucking with me, dude. Is there, like, Is Mr. Google there? I'm sure there's a fucking Mr. Google. That's how it works, right? Is Mr. Google there just going, you know what? This motherfucker has 7 people watching. His life completely sucks. Let's poke the fucking bear. Is that what's going down, Google? Is that what's going down? Get your shit together, Google. All right. I think, Lennox Twitter says, I think the Next Generation Raw thing is about the new video game. Yeah, that's what a lot of people think. Reigns tweeted it first, then referred to the game. WWE and Cesaro then retweeted it. Yeah, a lot of people retweet the same thing because I think it's just the social media fucking giant. Shallow Wolf. Titties O'Neil equals Titus O'Neil. Shallow Wolf, I don't know where you came from, but please come back again. I tip my hat to you. I did not know. Titties O'Neil equals Titus O'Neil. Shallow Wolf, I think it was love at first sight. Thank you. Dude, that is fucking hilarious. And Aaron Moore says, like Stephen King? Face palm. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you can fucking do a Stephen King gimmick where he comes out and he's like, I'm the greatest fucking writer of all time. My next book's about a fucking light that attacks you in your sleep. No, I'm kidding. I absolutely love Stephen King. I probably shouldn't make fun of him. Dear Stephen King, I know you're watching. I love you. I love you more than a straight man should. All right. Boom. If it wasn't for Stephen King, I probably wouldn't want to be a writer or that. Have you ever seen any of the, I'm going to mispronounce this, Zeitgeist films? Yes, I have. Even though I can't pronounce it, I have seen it. Yeah, there's a lot of good documentaries out there, but the problem is with documentaries, it's just like anything in life and mainstream. They have an agenda to push. Like, you know, like even anything, CNN, MSNBC, documentaries. So I don't know. To me, when I was younger, and I don't know if it was true, but I felt like documentaries should tell both sides of the story, and it's not. It's like, here's my fucking presentation. Oh my god. So yeah, I've seen them, but even it's so funny because like even wrestling podcasts, there's podcasts that are fucking purposely fucking positive just to get people hurt. It's just like, dude, fucking be yourself. Win, lose, or tie. If you get 97 downvotes, who gives a shit? It's YouTube. It's not fucking ESPN, you fucking douche nozzles. But yeah, I have seen them. Jerry from Kocosports and Kui are really into that stuff. I am a little bit, but not as much as them. Why can't guys use their birth names? Birth names can't be copyright. Oh, am I missing something? Because WWE is a bunch of greedy fucks. This is from Aaron Moore. Let me read that again. Sometimes I mumble, and then people are like, why are you answering? You know what? I love TNA, and I love WWE minus Raw, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. WWE fans, we worship the elite, but TNA fans, there are some of them that you're just like, dude, what the fuck are you even thinking? Anyway, let's answer this nice and clear, because why can't guys use their birth names? Birth names can't be copyright, or am I missing something? They did that for a while. With Kurt Angle, Shelton Benjamin, they did it for a while, but the problem is they want to have the copyright. WWE wants to have the copyright. They feel, and they had more of a point when they hadn't have such a monopoly, but they feel like, hey, we built Hulk Hogan. Why should Hulk Hogan go somewhere and make tons of money somewhere else? We put in that money. We put in it. And I've been on the promoting end. I know what that's like. You know, you fucking package, you know, like example, there's a indie wrestler, and it's at any level, but there is someone that is, you put all your time and effort in marketing and making them, and then they just go across the street and wrestle for 5 people, and you're like, well, what the fuck, why did I put all that effort in? So WWE is like that times a billion. It's just, you know, WCW, people jumping back and forth, they just want to own the rights because they feel no one can be a star without WWE. And even like CM Punk owns the rights to his name. MVP owns the rights to, you know, they're worried about them putting all the money into marketing and then you just walking out. But they're such a monopoly, and if the product was good, you wouldn't have to worry about that shit. But I guess they're worried about it. You know, I don't know. But yeah, that's the reason why they don't use birth names, because birth names can't be copyrighted, and WWE wants copyright. WWE wants to own the copyright. So when you go somewhere, you can't be the Dudleys, or you can't. And some people sign away their copyright, like the Dudleys signed away their copyright. Some people stand up for themselves. CM Punk. But we live in a generation, you stand up for yourself, people cry. You stand up for yourself. Why didn't you suck their boss's cock? We live in that type of generation. But yeah, it's because WWE feels. I'm speaking for WWE, and I've been a promoter, so I know the feeling. I'm not as greedy, but I understand the feeling that they put in all this effort and money to get that character over, and you just go and become a celebrity. WWE is kind of like a really bad government. You know, there's a scene from V for Vendetta where the guy's screaming, "Yeah, they must need us! Tell them why they need us!" And I'm paraphrasing that horribly, but that's what it is. WWE just says, hey, we put in money, we put in effort. We don't want that money and effort going somewhere else, making money somewhere else. So that's why. But they did have a small time, like Brock Lesnar and all those guys, where they used real names. It was right. What was Ruthless Aggression? Yeah, the Ruthless Aggression thing. They were like, oh, let's just use real names. And they're like, yeah, that's cool. It makes it seem real. And then they were like, oh, wait, but if Shelton Benjamin leaves, he can still be Shelton Benjamin. Back to copywriting everything. So that's why they do it. It's basically just all for copyrights and all for money. But my whole thing is, if you're a star, fucking let them be a star. But I don't know. This is what happens when you have Monopoly, kids. Yay, Monopoly! I worship the elite. Forsaken! Woohoo! Welcome, Forsaken. I find it hilarious how WWE uses to shorten so many names, Cesaro, Rusev, etc. But with Kenta, they change it and lengthen it. WWE logic. His name can be simplified, but I guess there's no fun for WWE. Yeah, I find it to be funny too because Japanese names. I live in Japan, and some Japanese names are really hard to pronounce for the rest of the world. Or if you're an idiot like myself, and they have a name as simple as Kenta that anyone can say, and they're like, you know what? Let's give you a name that people are going to question if they can pronounce it. But yeah, I find it a bit weird. But I have read online that Triple H and Vince are fighting, and he might turn into Kenta when he goes to WWE. How true is that? How false is that? I don't know. Only time will tell. All right, bam, bam. All right. Let's see more. All right. All right. The fact that John Cena isn't on NXT pisses me off, and this is from King Sprott. I don't know. Like, I always think, like, I imagine, like, this is the thing. I've become so fucking jaded that when someone says something about John Cena, I just imagine their beefs and sarcasm. Like, the other day I was talking to someone, and he's like, oh, I hope John Cena wins. I'm like, oh, shit, you're fucking serious? So, yeah, King Sprott. I don't know. I'm gonna imagine you being sarcastic, but if you're not being sarcastic, don't you get enough John Cena on Monday Night Raw? I don't know. Can't a man get away from John Cena? Daddy, just. Aaron Moore. Oh, I see. LOL. It's all about money then. Thanks for explaining that, Dave. Yeah, it is all about money. What are your favorite singles and tag team wrestlers in the business today, and why? Ooh, that's a great question. Lennox Wooderson, what a home run question. My favorite singles, probably Okada by far. I like Tanahashi a lot, but I don't know. I think he's missing a step. I don't know. A lot of the Japanese New Japan guys, but let's just stick with North America, or outside of Japan. Single guys, as of right now, Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, because there's also injuries and timing and all that. I always liked Roderick Strong. As far as tag teams go, I have a love-hate relationship with the Usos. I love the Usos, but I hate how they're so WWE face-like. Like, oh, I'm friends with John Cena now. I'm friends with fucking whoever needs a push. It's kind of like, I'm trying to think. In TNA, I really like the Wolves. I don't know. I just like a lot of in-ring talent. I'm trying to think. So, yeah, basically, if you're really good. I like a lot of the NXT guys. I like the Lucha Dragons. Even though they're new, I like them a lot. I like what they're trying to do. Like, I see the Lucha Dragons, I'm like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. Good job. Good job. Yeah. TNA, I really like Bobby Roode. I'm trying to think. Like, maybe some names that lower on the indies. I like ACH. I used to not see the hype in the Young Bucks, but now I absolutely love the Young Bucks. Motor City Machine Guns, I like. They tagged, I think, recently. Yeah, so basically in-ring work, the entertaining, I really like. But my favorite is New Japan and Dragon Gate. I really enjoy that. I have to start doing reviews. I have to man up. I might take a week off from WWE and start manning up and reviewing indie and stuff. To try to do the old positive thing, review stuff I like. I thought, reviewing WWE, it was fun, but oh man, it's painful sometimes. So there you go. Yeah, I hope that answered your question. All right, bam. I think that's it. I think Lennox Wooderson, you got the last question of the day. Thank you. Much love. Much appreciated. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. All right. I'm just going through my social media. This awkward pause is brought to you by Kocosports.com. All right. It is time. I believe. You know what? I'm gonna do some plugs. If you got some second questions, throw them in. All right. The only plug that matters is Kocosports.com or Kocosports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where the world comes to kick ass. You're home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Last chance for questions. Because usually I'm like, last chance for questions, and as soon as I say I am over, they're like, boom, 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 boom. All right, this is the last one. Aaron Moore, our fucking hero. Player dies, retired, because we are too negative. He's like, you know what? You're too negative, and I want to hear positive. Hey, dude, the straight shoot, WWE.com, great for you, pal. But Aaron Moore is our hero because we'd literally not be on the air for him. Fucking. The fact Cena hasn't struck a great movie deal and left WWE pisses me off pisses me off. No sarcasm. Yeah. Yeah. I wish Cena I wish nothing but success for Cena outside of wrestling. Same thing for Batista. Randy Orton. Randy Orton's about to go on a long vacation. I wish these motherfuckers would go to Hollywood, become artists, whatever. Just fucking leave. Because I don't think no matter what happens, they're not leaving unless they're successful in something else. All right. And the same thing with WWE. A lot of people are like, well, it takes WWE to be out of business. You know what takes WWE to be out of business? For the McMahons not to fail at something outside of wrestling. Think about it. I don't think WWE would. I don't think Vince would even give a shit about WWE if the Bodybuilding Federation took off. I don't think Vince would give a shit about pro wrestling if the XFL took off. And the same thing. I think the fact that the reason why wrestling sucks and WWE is number one, they hate pro wrestling, and B, they don't know how to succeed at anything else. They don't. Hopefully their fucking movies take off. Anything. Be good at something. Don't destroy something I love. Alright, what did you think about The Green Mile from Fran Yelly? I enjoyed it. I'm a huge Stephen King mark. I probably wouldn't be a writer or a reader today if it wasn't for Stephen King. What got me into it is I grew up very poor. And by the way, anyone wondering, we'll answer any fucking comments. Sometimes we get complaints that, oh, you talk about anything. Fuck you. It's a conversation. You're going to disrespect Fran Yelly like that? I don't think so. Not in my house. But, yeah, when it comes to Stephen King, I wouldn't be a writer if it wasn't for him. I wouldn't have probably... I know this sounds ridiculous, and I probably wouldn't have went to college. I probably wouldn't have been a writer. When I was a little kid, Stephen King's movies were really popular. And I couldn't afford to go, but the library was free. So when you're poor, young, you lie a lot. It's not something I'm proud about, but it's true. You lie a lot. So I would go and read Stephen King's books that were out in the movie theaters and lie and pretend I went to the movie theaters. And if it wasn't for Stephen King, I wouldn't be a writer, and I wouldn't have been a reader. So I love Stephen King a lot. He's one of my heroes. So yeah. Boop, NXT review. Mr. Google. I don't know who did this. But, sir, I give you 1,000,000 points. Mr. Google. Oh, my God, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I live a pretty sad life. Mr. Google says, don't worry, broadcaster. We'll do everything in our power to provide you with satisfying Google Plus experience. Thank you for your patience. Oh, I love you, Mr. Google. There, I said it. I actually have tears in my eyes. Oh, man. Sometimes I enjoy this show probably a lot more than viewers enjoy it. But thank you. Whoever's behind Mr. Google, you're the real hero. I do love Google Plus, and I do love the Google products, but sometimes, Mr. Google, you get a little ridiculous, all right? All right? But I still love you. Whoever did that plus 1,000,000 points, Mr. All right. I'm definitely enjoying this show a lot more than my audience is. All right. So please, check out Kocosports.com. Jerry has been busting his ass. David Cooey has been busting his ass. And I need to start busting my ass. Hopefully one day we'll be your #1 stop for wrestler reviews and to get your combat sports stories. And we're hopefully making a community. We're going to work on it. You know, we're not the biggest. We are the best. And I'm definitely not talking about the show. We're not the best. The audience is the best. Mr. Google's the best. Aaron Moore's the best. Lennox Wooderson's the best. Fran Yelly's the best. Forsaken. And Shallow Wolf. And I'm probably going to miss someone. And they're like, what about me? What about Mr. the King? What about me? Anyway, go to Kocosports.com. I'm officially going crazy. Mr. Google, whoever you are, just know that some broken Marine, you have warmed their hearts. And that's all that matters. Anyway, go to Kocosports.com. With that, I am over.